could become a force, not so much a force, but more of a play come football playoff season. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. I just think he's that speedy receiver that they've lacked for years, maybe since a guy like a Randy Moss. They haven't had that. And I'm not comparing Malcolm Mitchell to Randy Moss before somebody bites my head off. But the kid showed some explosiveness, some speed. He might be able to take the top off of defense. I see New England winning this game 31-15. Sunday night, this to me is I love the AFC West. This should be a pretty good game. But with the Trevor Siemians of the world and the Alex Smith, this game turns into a snoozer. Is it just me?
You never know in the NFL. It's the theory of the unpredictable, but the theater of the unpredictable, I should say. But you know what? You would really think so. This is going to be a contested defensive game.
I think so. Let me get
both teams can play
the numbers
defense
on this. Kansas City at Denver at Mile High. Over under here 39.5. Denver is a 3.5-point home favorite.
This one's tough. Now, completely, if I were betting this game, I would totally stay away from it. If I had to choose, which we do, unfortunately, because that's the whole purpose of the show, I would say Denver pulls out a tight one. I would say Denver pulls out a defensively contested game in the end. I will go a score along the lines of 20-17 Denver. I think it's very nip and tuck throughout the game. Some field goals, maybe a defensive touchdown here and there. But I think Denver wins on a late field goal, 20-17 Ponies.
So far you've taken one on the chin from a Cowboy, and now Denver's pulled out a tight one. You're on a roll tonight, kid.
We'll find out.
Pepper Jack.
Yeah, this game was originally not supposed to be the Sunday nighter. The New England-New York Jets game was the original Sunday nighter. It got moved, and I'm thinking it's probably because the Jets are not very good. Sorry,
That's
Joe.
it.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
I mean,
Joe.
really, that's like I said, that's the words of wisdom for the day. The Jets aren't very good. I never thought I'd learn something today.
Yeah, here's
That's
the deal
awful,
with this game. It's the Chiefs Broncos. It's it's week 12 and it's the first matchup between these two. I think they meet again in week 16. I find that kind of interesting. Broncos 6-0 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games following a bye week. But then, of course, they did not have Trevor Siemian at the helm. You know what? I think that this is going to be a tough defensive fought football game. Broncos coming off a bye week, they're a little bit well rested. I know the Chiefs have a propensity to go under in their last 6 games. That's what they've done, believe it or not. I'm going to follow suit with Joey. I think it's a very close game. I think it's a defensive fought football game, and I do have Cairo Santos in one of my fantasy leagues, but I do think that Denver pulls it out since they're at home, but it's going to be like 17-16, and I'll take the Chiefs with the 3.5 and go under that 39.5 total.
No, another stat, the Broncos are 3-0 against the spread against teams that wear red. Just saying.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
Where does this guy get information?
Name another.
You get all these different stats. It's crazy.
This
Who
is
else
just
wears red?
This is the result of a tireless work ethic, Joe, and I'm impressed.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
I do my homework.
You do like no other.
Which is in the back of my head.
I don't want to be redundant here and repeat, but weather looks like it'll be nice in Denver, 63 degrees at game time. Not that either one of these teams will be affected by it, but it should be a tightly contested game. I don't see a whole lot of offense. Denver's going to win this game 20-14, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm just not really impressed with Kansas City at home. I have no reason to be impressed with Kansas City on the road. Offensively, they're just disappointing. No Jeremy Maclin again. 20-14, 20-16, Denver Broncos. And then to the Monday night one, again, I just don't know if the NFL is unfortunately, they schedule some of these games that 6 months in advance, 5 months in advance. It looks like it's a great game, but it's just not. Green Bay Packers travel to the Vet. The new Vet take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia is a 4-point home favorite. Over-under here, 47.5.
Well, I cannot pick against the Packers until I see any reason to pick for the Packers. I will go fit. Especially, I like Philly at home. I think Philly's got a lot more to play for at this point. I think Green Bay is done. I know Aaron Rodgers did come out this week and say the Packers can run the table from now, and also someday I could be an astronaut. But it's not going to it's just not going to happen. The Packers absolutely cannot stop the pass. They can't run the ball. They can't wipe their ass. They can't do anything. Aaron Rodgers is Tom Hanks in Castaway. He's alone on an island. He's the only one worth a damn right now on that team. I said furthermore, in conclusion, after my soliloquy, I will go Philadelphia 27, Green Bay 17.
In conclusion, 27-17.
Yeah, I was all writing that on the chalkboard as I was finishing my lecture.
Very good. Stan.
I think we touched on the Packers' defense last week prior to the matchup against them Washington Redskins. We kind of all agreed that defense is horrendous. Right now they're allowing a league-high 40 points per game over their last 3 games. An interesting side note, the Eagles are allowing a league-best 9.5 points per game at home. Aaron Rodgers normally, after a loss, will throw 3 touchdowns. I do see that happening, even though the Eagles have a pretty solid pass defense. I just don't think that the Packers defense is going to show up again. And with Joey, until they show us something, you have to go against them. That's a 4-point spread, which is porous. The way Green Bay's been playing. 78% of the betting consensus believes that game goes over the 47.5. I see Philadelphia. I see Green Bay putting some points on the board against Philadelphia, even though I just mentioned that Philly doesn't give up a whole lot at home. I'm going Philly, though. I'm going Philly 31, Green Bay 21.
All right. For all those things you just said, it's impossible to disagree. Green Bay's in disarray. They're not doing the things that the Green Bay Packers under Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers have done in years past. It seems to me that it's not going to gel, and like Peeps just said, it's not going to get better. It's just not going to heal itself. They can't protect Aaron Rodgers. They can't run the football. This has actually become, in my eyes, a bad football team. I don't know if it's going to be enough to terminate a guy like Mike McCarthy. You can't fire this guy. That's crazy. But Philadelphia's defense is pretty good. They're giving quarterbacks fits. They have been all season long. I think Philadelphia wins the game 28-23 and barely covers.
No, that's a good pick.
28-23. Now, another aspect, another note that everybody needs to know. Philly's a good team, but there's still no trouble for the Giants.
There's no trouble for the Giants, man. Everybody
Words
knows
of
that.
wisdom.
Shit, come on, man.
Yeah, shit, fuck, man, shit, fuck, shit.
So anyway, now, for some folks up in the northern country, tomorrow's a pretty big day. If you're a Buckeye fan, tomorrow's a real big day.
It's about time this game came back with some meaning. Oh, I'm excited.
Just remember this game one thing before you say anything. That team, the Buckeyes are playing that team up north. Mm-hmm. We don't mention the name here in Ohio.
Well, I could tell you one thing. It is nice. I can't stress it enough that this game actually is back to being meaningful. And it just, not to ever call Ohio State versus the quote-unquote team up north irrelevant, but it kind of was irrelevant these past 10 years.
It was a shit game with Brady Hoke. It was shit. Now you got because of the booger eater himself, he's making this a rivalry. Buckeyes are a 5.5-point home favorite here, over under 44.5. Anybody have any thoughts on that play?
Stay away from it. In a rivalry game,
Good thought.
in a rivalry game such as this, you stay away from it. I know Michigan's going to be playing John O'Corn and Wilton Spate. Oh, I just said Michigan. Damn it. Oh, well.
Oh, my God.
Oh, well. Macbeth. But anyway, with Wilton Spate in there not playing, it looks to me like everything is kind of telling me that with that number, I looked like they want. It's almost like that number screamed at you to take Michigan, which means to tell you that Ohio State will blow them out tomorrow. But I wouldn't touch it. There's just a lot of things going on, and there's some kind of weird feeling in me. But the number tells me that Ohio State will blow them out. But there's a weird feeling inside of me that says that team up north will pull it out tomorrow. I had this feeling for for some time now. Does that mean anything? Absolutely not. It could just mean I have to take a shit because I ate too much.
That could be that.
Yeah.
It could be some leftovers. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it myself, but it should be a great game. I love rivalry weekend. There's a lot of fun stuff. You got Florida State tomorrow, Ohio State and Ish. That should be good. You got the Iron Bowl, Auburn in Alabama, Kentucky, Louisville, for those who really care. There's some good stuff. What are you guys doing tomorrow? Are we going to be hanging out, watching games?
Well, I'm going to be watching football, and at some point I will be inebriated.
What are you going to be drinking, Joe?
Tito, sir.
Tito.
Bucket of beer, 5 for $12. Legend Sports Bar and Grill in Green. I'm there.
Man, I like Les Jones. Like I gotta say though, what time you got to get there? I know all the bars for this game. You got to get to the bar by 9 to get a seat.
This bar doesn't open till 11, but you got to be there at 11 to reserve a table. I've already got my table reserved. If you want to join,
Gotcha.
I think they serve Tito's. You know what's interesting? What'd you say?
I know that.
Is 45, Tom?
The over on here is 44.5.
Well, an interesting side note tidbit, according to the computer picks that I'm looking up right now, 35-32, Ohio State. They don't even – the computer picks that game to go 22 points over the total.
I think that's crazy. I think if Michigan's chance to win this game is to keep the ball on the ground, keep the ball out of Ohio State's hands, and just kind of pound the rock and play some solid defense. I don't see there's any way this is going to be high scoring. I mean, if it's going to be high scoring, I think it'll be done on Ohio State's part, and it'll just be a blowout. I don't see Michigan scoring 32 points for nothing. But you never know.
You keep saying that team's name. Is Spate playing quarterback? Is he available tomorrow for Michigan?
It's gamesmanship. The kid broke his collarbone, so I know it's on his non-throwing shoulder, but you got a kid like Nick Bosa run through the line and can easily drive that shoulder to the ground. Yeah, he's not playing. It's gamesmanship. Harbaugh just keeps playing around with it, just to keep Ohio State on its heels, so they have to prepare for both.
Let me say this. The team up north is 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. 11-1 straight up. It's an improved football team, there's no doubt about it, but their total has gone over in 15 of their last 19 games. College, I don't know if that necessarily means a whole lot with these totals because the level of defense is generally piss poor. Buckeyes are 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games, 12-1 straight up in their last 13. This is not a cover monster. This is not a team that you wanted to ride like you would in years past. 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 is just not impressive for a team with national championship aspirations. I think they got to win this game, and Urban's got them in a position to know that you win now, you've got a shot at Alabama. You got a shot at something if you win now. If you don't, then this is it. So this is their trophy tomorrow, and I think that Buckeyes will beat them by about 7.
You know what the interesting note is this game opened at 48.5, and now it's dropped to 44.5.
I think that's due to Michigan. I've watched that Michigan offense the past. You know what though? Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. But they have looked pretty stagnant on offense these last few weeks.
I've never seen a rule you've never broken, Joseph.
Yeah, I got to believe
I agree.
Neither coaches have showed their hand over the last couple of weeks. Both teams have played some pretty close games. They're not tipping their hand. They got some. Urban Meyer has some tricks up his sleeve. Maybe the best bet here would be to bet the money line.
Take Michigan.
Who?
The team up north. Like where? The North Pole, Santa Cruz.
I don't even know that money line. Actually, I don't see too much value in it. Let me see it. Show it to me. On that note,
Michigan.
Yeah, I can't find it. On that note, we're up against the time limit anyway. I've had enough fun with you jackasses for one night. So good luck, congratulations, happy Thanksgiving, happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, all that stuff is coming. Get your lights up, get your wives happy. Enjoy some time with your family. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. And that said, we have emptied the tank on week 12. Pepper Jack, Joey Peeps, say good night.
Good night.
Say good night.
Bye.